Hey guys, this is Heretic, and in this video I'm going to go over the 2-3-4-3-2 map in Elite Wars, and we're going to talk through just basic strategy for this map, and then I'm going to show you and walk through our last run on this versus another alliance. So your choke points here that you should be going for at the very beginning would be the 8 castle, the 5 castle, and the 3 castle. These are choke points. No one can pass through without going through those castles. So that's your first objective here. If you are being pressed, then you could just go the 5-4-3 and that would be fine too, obviously. So once you're able to push forward though, at that point you would want to go to the 12-13 and 11-12-13. Obviously then, as you're pushing forward, you want to hold those and not let anything through that line, and then you push up to the final 2 castles and make your way through. Of course, every attempt, every battle is a little bit different, as you'll see here in our run. Let's go ahead and take a look at that now. So in this recent battle versus TTX, we're pretty well matched with them, and excuse this, I've kind of spliced this together so you can just see the full map and how things unfold. We have our main split up between the first 2 castles, and they are headed towards the middle there. And our flankers again are just going down the side, and we're watching and we see them, and you'll see it in just a minute. But we're headed out like we normally would, and we're gonna hold those choke points is our goal. So now you can see our main headed towards the 4 castle now. And you know, we're getting to that 4, and then from that we would just move forward to the 8. You know, we have a very balanced attack here with our flankers, so we have flankers now splitting here because theirs are going pretty slow. But what we noticed is most of their flankers are going towards the top. So what we decided to do is go ahead and move our strongest flankers to the bottom. So the goal a lot of times in Elite Wars is to occupy the enemy in a battle while you hit their main castle, while you hit their stronghold. And so you'll see us working on that strategy now. So you want to keep them in the battle as long as you can so that they don't have an opportunity to return to base. So we're pushing up. We see them, they have a ton of people, and we don't. So we're almost in blocker mode on the flanks right now. We're doing support on the bottom. We're confident we're gonna win that. Again, our goal is just to occupy the enemy in battles. And so you can see us here at the top. We are, you know, holding most of their enemies, holding most of their troops in battle. And you can see our main now heading towards the middle castle. Now our flankers on the bottom have decided to make their move. We're not overly concerned. The enemy is moving pretty slowly, and we're in defensive mode at the top and in the middle, honestly. Our flankers on the bottom have now won the battle, and now we're pressing to their stronghold. So we're pushing all of our strong players our, the majority of our strong players that were, ready to be flankers there. We've moved them now to the center. We've won the battle on 8, and but they're not able to heal, so they're stuck right now in limbo. The players in the top have not returned fast enough to the stronghold, and we end up winning that battle. Now take a look at this battle report, and you can see that we had 6 of our strongest players against 24 of their flankers, right? So these are other players. These are not their top strongest players, but we're able to kind of mow through them with our strongest team, and this works really well for us. Just again, the goal is to occupy the majority of the enemy troops and push everybody else that you possibly can into the stronghold to overwhelm them without giving up too much. So that could turn out bad, right? So if we sent all of our strongest players in the bottom and then they kept us occupied in a defensive way while that top flank with all of those players came through and hit our stronghold, we could have been the ones who lost this match. But in this case, we did come out ahead. All right, and with that, take care.